Hey guys, welcome to Wrench to Drive. This is a quick video of my Arrma Senton Ultimate Rally Basher conversion, guys. So, this is the Unbreakable Russian body shell, Traxxas Rally version, and it's pretty crazy, guys, gotta say. First things first, let's have a look at the old Unbreakable Russian body here, guys. So, number one, thing is super thick, guys. This is some serious material. Thinnest spot is on the bottom skirt here, guys, but the rest of the shell is really thick, especially the roof. So you might be thinking, oh, how'd you even cut that? It's actually surprisingly easy to cut, guys. That was my one concern buying it, was, oh my goodness, how hard's that going to be to cut? Not that bad, guys. Actually, it's relatively easy to cut. I'd say not a whole lot worse than a regular body shell. And I just used these body shell scissors right here. They're the curved ones. I've used them on a few bodies. They're holding up fine. I don't think cutting this body did any damage to them. It's actually really strange plastic, guys. Let's see if I can show you here. Made a little boo-boo when I was expanding this hole here, but see how that's kind of, I don't know, like almost feathered? This plastic is like almost waxy. It's hard to describe. That's the best description I can give you. It kind of, I don't know, it's like, it's quite soft, and when you drill it or grind it, it almost goes fluffy. It's really odd, and I mean, you can definitely work it, and when you, like, if you grind the edge, you know, when it goes puffy, you just take an X-Acto knife and then just trim the puffy part, right? So it's a little bit tricky, but it's not that difficult. So it is a really strange material, guys, and it is super tough. Like that Unbreakable claim, guys, I'm gonna say it's pretty legit. I'll show you some pictures here of the box that got to me from Russia. Hands down, the most beat up package I've ever received. And based on the length of time and the number of stops it made in the Middle East and all over hell's creation, it took a long time to get. It took about 2 months to get here. It took over 2 weeks of that was Canadian Customs. Basically, it just spent a bunch of time on boats, from what I could tell. So, I mean, it took a while. Not that big of a deal. I expected that, so that's fine. And then, like I said, that box, just see the picture, it was friggin' destroyed, guys. And I was getting to the point where I was bracing myself for this thing to show up just mangled and, you know, suck it up and move on, right? Nope. Not a mark on the body, really, guys. I mean, there's a couple of scratches on the front here. I think they're from the mold, actually, guys. I don't think they're from the box, because it really didn't look like the box did any significant damage, guys. And you know, just in general, there's a few molding marks. Like on the inside here, guys, you can see there's some scratches and stuff. Let's see here. There's some scratches, right? And I think that's from the molding process, guys. So, you know, it's one of those things where I'm totally okay with that, because you know right away that this body shell, they don't paint very well. I mean, it's built to be really durable for bashing your car, guys, for protecting the car, basically. So I wasn't expecting it to be perfect. Like compared to a polycarbonate shell, you know, like super pristine, blah blah blah. Like that's not what I was expecting, guys. So I'm okay with it. If you want like a really nice shell to finish and whatnot, then why are you buying this, guys? This is the Unbreakable Russian body shell, right? It's not for that. So I'm totally okay with this, guys, and apparently it does not paint very well. Now, one of the things I have is I got a cheapo can of what's that stuff called? The rubber coat. Fexi-Dip was the one kind I had. Fexi-Dip, I think, is a brand. Oh, brain cramp. Anyways, that rubberized paint, guys, and I got it really cheap. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna do like a mask up here, you know, maybe up to the back here type of thing, like, and then just do some sections black, you know, maybe the hood, you know, kind of give it maybe a carbon fibery type look almost. I don't know, something along those lines. The front, the bumpers, you know, do the back bumper and the back bumper and the front bumper black. You know, just tape off some bits and put some of that stuff on, because this stuff, it's definitely, for good or bad, you can put stickers on it and you will definitely be able to get them off. Like this foil tape, guys, is super sticky. Well, you can peel it off of this really easy, guys. Like this will come off no problem. But in the meantime, it's actually, you know, stuck on there pretty well. So for good or bad, you can definitely put some stickers on this and not have to worry about them coming off again. And I'm thinking that rubberized paint, probably the same deal. I got a couple of pieces from the wheel arches and stuff like that I'm going to test it on just to make sure it does indeed come off, because, you know, if it makes a mess of it, that would kind of suck. I don't expect that to be the case. So basically, overall impression, you know, this body shell is pretty awesome, guys. Like, I think it's going to be, I think that Unbreakable claim, pretty legit, guys. The one thing I'm not too sure about is where I live, cold weather is a thing. You've probably heard me talk about that. I'm somewhat reluctant. Actually, you know what I should do is stick one of those pieces in the freezer and whack it with a hammer and see if it breaks, because if it doesn't, then this thing is probably pretty durable in the cold weather. Probably more durable than the actual car would be, so the chassis and whatnot, guys. So yeah, who knows? I mean, I think this is probably going to be as durable as you would ever want a body shell to be, guys. And I mean, I think it looks pretty good. I'll cut some pictures in here, guys, and give you a good look-see. Alright, so just so you know, guys, in the pictures, the chassis is basically the stock Senton suspension setup, guys, so quite high. And you can see that, you know, the car sits really high in the pictures that I'm putting in here. And obviously, like for a rally car, for realism, you kind of want to lower it down some, which I am going to do at some point, guys. What I discovered, and you know, some of you probably know this, but others may not. I lowered the Senton just by taking out some of the shock spacers, put it down as far as it would go, guys. And it works, but if you're running fast, guys, the suspension is way too soft. And I kind of thought that would be the case. Obviously, it's pretty obvious. Like when you take them out and then you kind of test the suspension, it's really soft. And the problem is, guys, that the car, you know, sits nice and low, but if you're not in the know, when the suspension is too soft, when you're going fast, the suspension has to absorb the bumps. So there's a bump that, you know, tries to kick it up. Well, the whole point of the springs being stiff, guys, is that they react quickly, right? When it's soft, they react slowly, right? And that's not a good thing, guys, when you're going fast. You're gonna lose control, guys. And one of the things that I was a little surprised by is it just going side to side and stuff, like it would really become unstable and roll over very easily. And at first I didn't actually clue into it, because I kind of didn't expect that, like just in a straight line, you know, not really turning hard. I didn't expect it to get that loosey-goosey, but it you know, it did. And then you know, when I put it together, I was like, oh yeah, okay, I softened it up a bunch. That's probably why it's so crazy. So yeah, if you're gonna run a rally setup, you're gonna need to lower the car some. And I'm pretty sure what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna make some almost like a tall washer, guys, and I'm gonna put it inside the shock body, right? And that's gonna keep the piston from traveling as far, right? It's gonna shorten the shock, essentially. It's gonna move that bottom position up, make it shorter, right? So basically what you're doing is you're taking a tall shock and making it a shorter shock by limiting the travel. And I think that should work. I'm gonna, like I said, I'll give it a try because it's super cheap. I got a 3D printer, so you know, obviously I can make those spacers really easy and try it out, and you know, no harm, no foul. It's just a bunch of work to take them apart and put those things in there. You know, not nothing, but cheaper than buying shocks, right? And obviously the other option is you could buy shorter shocks. And for the record, I mean, I would say, you know, you can pretty much lower it, well, half an inch for sure, 100% for sure, if not more. And I'm going to do some measurements at some point, and I'll keep you posted on that. These tires are super cheap Amazon jobbies, and they were like, the whole set was $27, I think. No, wait a sec, I think they were 24. Anyways, less than 30 Canadian. So in the States, you're probably going to be able to get these for 20 bucks. They're not suitable for super fast running guys. But and the big knock on these, they're really grippy, guys. So good luck spinning the tires. I headed out for a little rip with this 5200 kV motor that I've run a few times, guys, and I got a slightly bigger pinion on this. I got some pinions dirt cheap, and the only downside, it doesn't seem to be very fast, and I think the mesh might be a little off because it sounds a little ragged, but yeah, we'll see. Anyways, not that big of a deal. That plastic spur gear that comes with the Senton is super cheap, and those pinions were like, I got like 4 of them for $5, so if they don't hold up, they don't hold up. Not the end of the world. Alright, so these tires, dirt cheap. They are 17 millimeter, and if you check out my Thingiverse, I made some suspension parts. I made rear knuckles, front knuckles, oopsies, sorry about that, front knuckles and C-hubs that you can see there, C-hub, knuckle, and these are for use with the Arrma 4S stub axles. So you take the stub axles out of the 4S car, attach them to the short drive shafts in the Senton, and then you use the outer bearings from the 4S car with these knuckles, and then you can run those 4S stub axles, which then lets you use the 17 millimeter hexes that come with the Arrma 4S cars and the wheel nuts, and you're good to go. That's a hassle, guys, for sure. If you don't have the 4S car, it's probably not the way to go. I made another video on this, so I'm kind of repeating information here, guys, but if you want to duplicate this project, the better starting point, if you want to use street tires like this, or 17 millimeter wheels in general, is actually the Arrma Typhon Mega or 3S, because it comes with 17 millimeter hexes out of the box, guys. So that's something to keep in mind. Now again, if you want to do this, you're going to need to, I 3D printed up this back body mount. You can use tall posts really easily, guys. These are the body mounts that are from the Arrma 4S cars because I had them. They're much easier to adapt than the Senton body mounts are. These front ones, the only reason they're there, guys, is because I messed up. I actually I measured 3 times and I still made a boo-boo. I mislocated the body, guys, and I think it was because I did not have a standoff for the back, so I was trying to hold the body right and eyeball it while the car was upside down and whatnot, like it was a bit of an adventure. And I'm pretty sure that's what made me go so hideously wrong in my measurements, guys, because as you can see, I missed by quite a bit, guys. Like I missed by a whole post diameter. Yeah, I'm shaking my head, guys. It was one of those deals where I'm looking at it just going, seriously? You know, all kinds of dirty words to myself, like, how did you manage that, you dumbass? Yep, I did, guys. So for you, if you are duplicating what I did, you can for sure use the Arrma 4S front body mount. The Arrma Senton front body mount is taller. It sticks up a little bit higher, guys. So if you don't like how the body sits, you're not going to like it, because it's going to sit up even a little higher than it does in the pictures that I showed you here, guys. So that Arrma 4S body mount is pretty inexpensive. So if you want to get the front one, get the front one. The back, the problem is the Senton rear body mount is fixed, so it doesn't have the holes. Oops, sorry. It doesn't have the holes that you can put posts into, guys. It's just like a one-piece body mount. So yes, you do need the front and back. My bad. I mean, you could do some kind of adapter if you got a 3D printer and you want, you could fudge something together. But this is the better way to go, guys. This lets you basically just use posts like you would with anything else. And these are slightly less than 8 millimeter posts. I think they're 7.8 millimeter diameter. So I think that's a weird size. I'm not 100% sure. And like I said, I just 3D printed this stuff out. This is just PLA, so I don't know how durable it's going to be. This roll is it's the same kind I've been using for a while, guys. And if you've been watching, one of the comments you probably heard me make is that I was having trouble with brittle plastic, guys. This roll seems super flexible, guys. So I'm really curious to see if these parts hold up halfway decent or not. I don't expect them to, but who knows. The proof will be when I roll this car the first time, because I think they're just going to break instantly, but who knows. The car is big and heavy, right? So that does not bode well for 3D printed parts. Now, I expect them to break, so what I'm going to do is print up some others out of TPU, which is super flexible, super strong, should work really well. So this was just the proof of concept prototype parts, because this plastic's way cheaper, guys. So body mounts, pretty easy. If you do it right, you're only going to need the back one. The front one, the stock 4S body mounts should get you there. The front bumper, that was nice. It fits perfectly, guys. It supports the body really nice. It's super sweet, guys. It fits in there just beautifully. The back bumper does need to be removed, and I think I'm going to come up with a 3D printed back bumper, so stay tuned. That'll be on my Thingiverse at some point when I get around to it. I'm not too sure, guys. It's the body's really short, so there's not a whole bunch of body sticking out to support, really. I think it'll be alright, and with this body being so durable, maybe I don't even need a bumper on the back. I don't know. Oh, the other thing I was going to try, yes, I was going to use the 4S bumper, the Arrma 4S bumper, because I think it'll fit right in there and probably do the job nicely. Yeah, so stay tuned. I'll let you know if that works, and if it doesn't, like I said, if I 3D model one and print it out and it works good, I'll be posting that to Thingiverse. So stay tuned. Yeah, I think this thing is it's coming together pretty good, guys. I'm not sure if there's going to be running video in this video or not. It depends when I get this thing out for a run. I'm kind of itching to, but I'm not sure if I will today or tomorrow. And with any luck, I'll have the video edited up shortly. So there may not be running in this one. Check the notes below. I'll make a comment in the notes about that. And yeah, that's all she wrote for now, guys. So it's basically done. I got this bad boy converted to a rally car, and yeah, it should be really fun, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time on Wrench to Drive, where we ask the eternal question: do you drive to wrench, or do you wrench to drive?